shout out to this podcast right now. Who you telling? They know how to ask questions and conduct an excellent interview. So
I
y'all,
like this.
Yeah.
You able to see direct interaction.
Right
You're
there.
actually really, really good at this, by the way, because I've been on a whole lot of podcasts, and every time before I go, they always ask the same thing. Like, this is probably like one of the best, I'll say the best podcast that I've been on so far, and I've been on a lot.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, man. Get us kicked off.
I go by the name Lul Buddha. A 21-year-old artist from Concord, North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get this shit going off the ground, like
For sure.
turn the city up.
Already. You doing it.
So
Tell us a little bit about your music, your craft, man. What is your music about?
life, like my life experience. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
I feel like every song I make is a story. I try not to like anything I rap about, I done seen or I done did. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
or I done seen people that done like witnessed it firsthand. So it's like anything I'm rapping about is within
It's
my
real life.
environment. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I got you. What accomplishments do you see yourself achieving over the next 10 years?
I want to go number one. That's for sure. Like I want to have a number one album,
Yeah.
number one single. I want to perform at the BET Awards and shit like that. Like I want to be like mainstream. Like I feel like I don't got an underground sound,
Yeah.
so I feel like that's what
Okay.
I need. That's what I'm aiming for.
For sure. So in terms of reaching those levels, what is it that you believe would take to get to that level?
Consistency. I feel like that's with anything though. Like
Yeah.
I feel like if you stay consistent with anything, you can get to where you want to be.
Yeah.
So consistency.
In terms of releasing music or what are
Yeah.
we speaking of?
Everything within music, like releasing music, performing, you know what I'm saying, making sure I got my face out there on everything. Like your brand is your biggest asset.
Yeah.
So
Do you
feel
feel
that's it.
like there's anything outside of just providing the music that it would take to be able to reach that level?
other than just providing the music.
Right. Like at this point in the game for you, right? Like I'm sure that, like you said, putting your name out there is something that's very important. So when it comes down to putting your name out there, other than creating the music, like what steps are you taking? Like, do you go out to networking events?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, like
Okay.
networking, you know what I'm saying, performing, getting on to any showcases, stuff like that.
Yeah. Speaking of showcases, man, shout out to Who Got a Banger, man. Friday nights, Who Got a Banger, man. They have a lot of artists out there. I don't know if you ever been out there with Mary Mack, but they have a really dope crowd of artists out there to come out there and do their thing. It's been dope. I got some interviews coming up with those artists as well. So shout out to the winners of the Who Got a Banger as well. Tell us a little bit about yourself outside of music, man. Where are you from? What's your town that you repping?
Concord, North Carolina.
Where?
You feel me? So I feel like I don't know, Concord gets overlooked a lot, but I be feeling like every hood, every hood in America the same.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you gonna see the same stuff.
Right.
Everything go down the same. So that's basically it. Like, so I done seen the same. I done seen basically the same stuff everybody else done seen. It's just maybe on a smaller scale.
Yeah.
Like.
All right. So born and raised in Concord.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. And in terms of the city, what does your support look like?
Divided. They don't know if they want to love me or hate me.
Man,
For real, they don't know if they want to love me or hate me.
Is there anything in particular that you feel like that stems from, or, is that just the vibe that, the city is known for? What's your opinion?
I feel like the city ain't never really had nothing to really like compare it to. So it's like they don't really know how to accept it. Like I feel like that's one of the things. Like the city don't know how to accept somebody that's trying to put on for the city. Like everybody want to do it, so they ain't gonna look into somebody like, oh, he's trying to do it. Let's put our support behind him, because they gonna look at me like, oh, if he around here, I see him at the corner store area the other day. You know what I'm saying? I see him at the corner store area the other day, so I can do it too.
Right.
Like that's what they thinking. Like I'm almost him.
No, I can definitely understand that. People get so used to seeing you on an everyday basis. You know what I mean? You don't get that effect as if you knew someone or you didn't know someone or get that chance to experience them. Then it's like, I don't know why it's more of a special effect when that's the case. So it comes down to it. If you have to pick, one particular artist that you could work with, who would that artist be?
Like a Carolina artist or anybody?
Anybody.
Anybody? I don't know. Like I want to step outside of rap.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I don't know. I couldn't really put a name on it right now, but I definitely want to work with artists in other genres.
Okay.
So
what other artists in other genres would you have in mind?
I work with some R&B artists, like some female R&B artists like SZA, Summer Walker,
okay,
stuff like that. Like,
got you. Trying slowing up the tempo a little bit, bring that style back.
I want to get on some songs with like some goats too, though. Like that's like, I feel like that's every rapper dream. Like rap, like coming up listening to rap music, then you blow and get on the song with somebody you've been listening to.
Yeah,
like that inspired your music almost.
For sure.
Like that's it.
Have you already connected with any artists that we might know on a mainstream level at all?
Nah, not really.
Not really?
Not really.
Well, it's coming for you. It's coming for you. For sure. Outside of the support that you get from the city and things of that nature, what does your support look like from your family and your loved ones, your friends?
Oh, no, my family, they support more than anybody. Like my brother, my aunt, like everybody, they support hard. Like they know all the words to the songs.
Yeah.
I could have made the song 2 hours ago. They done know all the words. Like, it's real.
For sure. Now, financially, like when it comes down to music, it can definitely be a heavy burden because, like you said, you have to push yourself. You know what I mean? Put yourself out there. How does that play a role in you still being able to, put that money in that investment behind your music and also maintain your day to day?
It's hard for sure because it's like the balance.
Yeah.
It's like you don't really know where the balance is. Like it's like, of course you gotta invest in your craft if you want to do something, but it's also like I gotta live at the same time.
Right.
So I don't know, it'd be hard, but at the same time I know that if I go all in, like I be telling my homeboys all the time, like I'll go broke on my music.
Yeah.
Like I'll go dead broke. I don't care if I got 10 bands in my bank account, 20 bands, 30 bands. If I gotta spend the whole 30 racks today and I know tomorrow I'm gonna be where I need to be, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
Like that's for sure.
I got you. And that takes sacrifice, basically. You know what I mean? You're willing to sacrifice and put that money up because we know that money talk. It gets you into some rooms for sure. Now, in terms of shows, like where have you performed? Tell me a little bit about your experience in terms of performing and getting in front of that large crowd.
I done did most of the shows I done did. They've been like kind of small. Like I've been doing like small showcases right now.
Mm-hmm.
But
you got a pretty good following.
Yeah, for sure. But it's just that's because I'm trying to grow my following. Like the reason I've been doing smaller showcases is because I want to grow my following to where when I do big shows, I actually got people to come out and support.
Yeah,
you feel me? So that's really about it. I've been doing like smaller showcases. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to get my name out there even more.
Yeah.
That's it right now.
So in terms of recording and, getting in the studio, things of that nature, do you have managers that help you out with booking the times and things of that nature, or are you pretty much independent and solely by yourself?
Yeah, I mean, my aunt manages me right now.
Okay.
But, shoot, I'll be recording myself. Like, I got my own studio set up and everything. So I got the laptop, the mic, you know what I'm saying, all that. So I just be recording myself.
So you mix and master your own music?
Yeah, all
too?
my music that, like, 9 times out of 10, all the music that you hear from me, that I recorded that myself. So.
Okay. So I found some music from you on YouTube and some other platforms. When you add on, your pictures and doing all that stuff to the story. So tell me, who manages that for you? Is that something that you do? Or is that something that you?
Yeah, that's something I do.
Okay.
like all my releases and everything like that. Like I'll put together all my releases. Like that's another thing I'm big about too. It's like releasing projects and stuff like that. Like time. I feel like timing and like how you put everything together is big. Like you can't just drop something and expect it to go up.
Yeah.
Like, and you gotta have some thought behind it. Like I feel like that's another thing. Like what's the word I'm looking for? Like the
algorithm,
like a lost form of art or however they say that.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Like I feel like that's not as a big thing in music no more. Like how people put albums and projects together. Like people used to put projects together to make it seem like a movie.
Yeah.
Like you could listen to a album top to bottom and you're gonna be like, oh yeah, that's tough. Like I know exactly what he was going for.
Yeah.
Like nowadays people just grab a bunch of songs, put them together and put it out.
Yeah.
Like I don't even be trying to do that.
Now I agree with you on that. You definitely right about that. Even on the R&B side of things, music and even albums told stories along the way. You know what I mean? You was putting track together and you like, damn, by the end of that, you was like visualizing an actual movie or something here. Is that some of what you have taken on when it comes down to your writing and your music and your albums and putting your projects together?
Yeah, I be wanting all of it to make sense. Like I want my first project from every project that goes on up to my last project. Like I want it all to be almost like a story. Like every project, I want them to all make sense to one another.
Yeah.
So I be thinking about stuff like that too. Okay. And then my track list, I be making sure I put my track list together the right way. I don't know. I just be thinking about stuff like that. But I don't know. Some people be saying it don't really matter because a lot of people nowadays that listen to music, they'll skip around songs. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I just feel like music ain't what it used to be.
Yeah. No, I agree with that 100%. How have you gotten to the following that you have? You mentioned that you've pretty much only done small shows and things of that nature. How did you gain the following that you have right now?
Just staying as consistent as I can, for real. That's really it. Like, I started rapping when I was 15. Mm-hmm. I'm 21 now, so like a lot of the people that's on my page or like that's been supporting, they've been supporting from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? I done lost a lot of supporters, you know what I'm saying, from different situations, but that's because a lot of the supporters be in the city. And a lot of people be letting rumors or whatever it is, like, they'll take whatever they hear and run with it. You know what I'm saying? Or a lot of people is followers. So if they see one person like, oh, I feel like I'm not supposed to support him, everybody else not going to support, you feel me? Yeah. That's another thing.
Is there anything like that you would address to the city if you could address, or if you ever cared to address the city to make sure that you and the city are on the same page in terms of what you're wanting to do out here and what your goals are? Is there anything that you would say to address the city?
Nah, because I feel like the real know. Yeah. Like, I feel like the real know what I'm trying to do and, like, what my purpose is.
I got you.
I don't know. I feel like the people that be hating, they hating for a reason. Yeah. I just let them do it.
Just stay in that lane.
Yeah, stay in that lane.
For sure.
For sure.
I think that's a mature thing and mindset to be able to take on. You know, I think that everything doesn't have to be addressed. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes down to the support you may or may not be getting. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, the way that I try to think of it, because this is something that's fairly new, you know what I mean, for me as well, but I try to embody the mindset that even if I had each and every person that I cared about support, it still wouldn't be enough supporters. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So you got to reach beyond that at some point, you know what I mean, and grow that mindset that, hey, I got to get these strangers, you know what I mean, to fuck with me and see the vision that I have and, you know what I mean, and push that music, whatever your craft may be, you know what I mean? So that's dope. Anything outside of music that you have taken on or that you would do if the music did not work out for you?
I don't know. I feel like anything that I do is going to, like, I don't know. I don't want to say if it don't work out because that's like, people be saying you supposed to have a plan B, but I don't believe in plan Bs. Like, I feel like my plan A is the one. Like, yeah. So if plan A wasn't to go how I planned it to go, then maybe I like branch off into trying to act or do something like that, or maybe like anything like that, or producing.
Yeah.
producing or directing music videos, anything like that. But I still want to have something to do with music, or I'd be a writer.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's something I want to do anyways, though.
Yeah.
People don't understand how much money is in writing.
That ghostwriting and just writing in general for artists.
You feel me? Like,
really
people don't realize how many songs be written by other people too. Like, it be songs you'll hear on the radio every day. You don't even know it's not even written by the person that's singing it.
For sure. Well, I feel like if I ever got back into the light of music, that's what it would be. You know what I mean? Like you said, it's very lucrative money-wise. So I think it's a good thing for you to, you know what I mean, tap into, especially now because it's a lot of people that want to write, or want to rap rather, and they might not have that flow that, you know what I mean, you could give them through those lyrics. And next thing you know, you just got artists all over. My brother writes. So, you know, when I'm listening to some of the artists that I hear him write for, I'm just like, damn, that's dope. You know what I mean? But a lot of people don't know, you know, what's going on in the background. So that's a good fact. At the end of the day, when it comes down to you and your music, what puts you in the groove to make that banger, that number one song that you know? Because I know it gets better and better each time, it feels like. Every time you write.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
What put you in that mindset?
I don't know. I used to tell myself like I had to be in a mood to write, like, or make a song. But now I'm starting to realize like I gotta be the one to make the song. Like, the song not gonna come to me. Like, I gotta get in the studio and pull the beat up and get on there and try to put something down for it to be a hit or for it to be a song at all.
Right.
So that's it.
Yeah. You definitely gotta go through some things, experience some things. You know what I mean? When it comes down to writing the music and getting in that zone, you got to really tap into it. Music is an art, you know what I mean? And, you know, every painting ain't going to look the same. So you just got to tap in and try your best to, you know, make the best out of it at the end of the day. So let me ask you this. At this current time, I know you said that, you know, you've done the smaller shows. You believe in making projects. How many projects do you have out there so far? And as you do state the projects that you have, tell the folks where they can find you at.
Projects I have out on all platforms, I probably got I got 5 projects out on all platforms. I got 7 that I've released in total.
Okay.
So the first 2, you can just find them on like YouTube and like SoundCloud, things like that. Those were my first 2 projects I've ever released. Them was when I was younger, like 15, 16.
Yeah.
But I started dropping projects on all platforms in 2022. So from 2022 all the way up to now are
all your projects.
Yeah, all my projects that are on all platforms. So I got Prove Me Wrong. I have For the Ones I Can't See. I got 555. I got I'll Be Back, I'm Working. And I just released Sessions earlier this year. So.
Got you. Let's tap into a little bit of your background, man, your upbringing. I know you mentioned that your aunt is your manager, man. What was life like for you growing up, man? Tell us a little bit about your story.
Life growing up, my father passed when I was like 2. You feel me? So I really just grew up with my mom. I grew up in a house with 3 women. You feel me? I grew up in a house with my grandmother, my mom, and my aunt. You feel me? So my mom would go to work while my grandmother stay home, and my aunt, you feel me, they help take turns raising me.
Yeah.
You feel me? Teaching me what I need to know, like how to cook, tie my shoes, things like that. My mom would come home and pay the bills and take care of the house because, you know, you feel me, my father not around. So that's what that was. And then, like, I really didn't know most of my dad's side of the family growing up. I just got to know them, like, when I was probably, like, 9, 10 years old when I started coming around them.
Okay.
So.
Outside of, you know, your mom, sounds like she just was what we know as a typical mother.
Yeah, the typical single mother.
Provide. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like, even in situations where your parents are together, a lot of times mom's just providing you. That's who you see, you know what I mean, showing the work. And salute to, you know, the men that do their thing. You know, what was the experience like having to grow up without your father? And how did that play a role in maybe what it is that you do today?
I mean, I feel like growing up, like you don't know.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not gonna have no impact on you until later.
Yeah.
So like growing up, like you might question like where he at, you know what I'm saying? But you're not gonna be thinking like you're not gonna wake up the next morning thinking like, okay, my dad's supposed to be here. You feel me?
Yeah.
You're gonna go outside and play with your friends and shit.
Exactly.
So growing up, you're not really thinking about it. But now, I feel like every male need a male figure in their life at least. Like if even if it's not your father, you need a male figure in your life that's gonna tell you right from wrong. Cause I don't care. You can be the strongest woman in the world. You can't teach no man how to be a man. Like you're a woman. You feel me? Like, and that's not no disrespect or nothing. Like that's just the reality of it. Like being a man. Yeah. I'm knowing that like my mama couldn't teach me how to be a man. Like I had to teach myself more.
I was just gonna ask you, who taught you?
Myself, for sure. Like, I mean, I got like older bros and stuff like that that'll tell me like right from wrong, but at the same time, I was still hard headed. Yeah. So I got to go and bump my head myself. Like, that's it.
I got you. Definitely a great comment Shirley had mentioned is that you could be a motivational speaker for the youth with single parents because our youth definitely needs it. You know what I mean? Especially when we live in a time where we witnessing things like Marcellus Williams and what happened yesterday.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know, being in situations, whether right or wrong, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's just an unfortunate thing, especially when you're black. You know what I mean? So that's definitely something that I could see you doing. Just hearing the passion behind you speaking, man, for sure. For sure. But tell me, man, you persevered through that, you know what I mean? And I'm sure it wasn't something that was easy, you know what I mean?
Right.
What helped you? Let me ask you this, because you mentioned a great point before I get there. You mentioned that it doesn't affect you until you get older. Mm-hmm. At what age do you think that finally set in for you? Like, damn, I don't have my father.
I'll probably say about 13, 14. But when you think about it like that, that's like the average age people in our environments, like men in our environments, jump in the streets. Like when that realization set in that ain't nobody gonna tell you how to do it, or you feel me, you gotta go get it by yourself, you gonna go do that. Like, that's exactly what it is. Like, and then it's gonna be 5, 6 other people in your neighborhood that grew up with the same story almost. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Like 5, 6 other people in the neighborhood that ain't got their dad and their mama just in the house with their siblings or whatever like that, trying to raise 3 different kids. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like it's real.
I definitely understand that, man. You know, that's unfortunate Black American story. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, a lot of us had to figure it out. You think that is something that will help prevent kids from turning to the streets as having more male role models, like you said, even if it's not their father, you know what I mean? Just having someone to be able to look up to and direct.
Yeah, because then it's gonna teach people that you ain't gotta be no dope dealer to get no money. Like you ain't gotta be no scammer, you ain't gotta do all this to get some money. Like you can go work a 9 to 5. Like a lot of people that grew up in these families with their houses, like they dads taught them these trades and stuff that they know. Like they taught them how to work on cars. You feel me? They taught them how to do all these different stuff. So when they get older, they got 5 different ways to go make some money as soon as they turn 18.
That's true.
You feel me? So it's true. Like when you ain't got that, and you gonna go, you see your man down the street, he's serving, you about to go start serving too, cause that's the only way we know how to get some money. Yeah. Like we don't know how to go apply for no job. We don't have, I swear, if you go to the hood and you ask the average 16, 17-year-old if they got their ID, they do not got their ID. How you gonna get a job without an ID? Yeah. That's real. Like you niggas don't got their IDs.
That's crazy.
That's facts.
That's crazy, man. I never even thought about it like that, man, for sure. I thought that, you know what I mean, when you see, I'm originally from Baltimore, you know what I mean, and I have family and all of that stuff that we all come from different walks of life, you know what I mean? So I definitely understand what you're saying, but damn, it just don't seem like a 16-year-old wouldn't have an ID or know to have an ID, you know what I mean?
Bro, I know. I got homeboys that's 21 just got their ID, 22 just got their ID. Like, wow. This is real.
Wow. Let me ask you this, man, and we won't stay on it long. Do you plan to vote?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really get into politics like that.
I got you. it's something that's inevitable to, you know what I mean, really touch on these days, because with this generation, I feel like it's probably the most awakened, you know what I mean, generation. Some people believe, some people don't. Some people, you know, still feel like, hey, if it was held from us for so many years, why don't we take advantage of it? But I feel like we got to evolve from that. You know what I mean? I feel like we got to actually have purpose, understanding, and meaning behind anything that we do. You know what I mean? Not just voting, just anything we do. Make sure that it's intentional and that we know exactly what we're signing up for. Even when we go into signing contracts for these phones or furniture or whatever the case may be, you know, just be more aware of what it is we're doing, because we can't compare this day and time where you have Google, when you have all these resources that are right at the palm of your hand. They didn't have that 50 years ago. You know what I mean? And that access. So that's the reason why I definitely wanted to touch on that for a brief moment with you. What is it that you want people to know when it comes down to your music, Buddha? What do you want them to know or remember about your music in particular?
I feel like probably the storytelling.
Yeah.
Like, I want people to go through and like even if you like, I know I can make music that you bump your head to and like you in the car riding or whatever, but I want to also have that same song that had the effect where you can close your eyes and listen and like see it.
Yeah.
You feel me? So probably that.
Storytelling. What artists did you look up to growing up?
50 my
50
favorite.
Cent.
50 my favorite artist, like all time. Then I like Wayne, 50 Wayne, Eminem. Like, bro, I hate the way the industry do Eminem, bro. Like, I can't stand it. Like,
you feel like they don't show him the love,
bro? No, like Eminem a goat. That's my word. I feel like can't nobody rap like Eminem.
I feel like y'all generation don't give him
that.
Like,
it probably is our generation. That's probably why I see it so much. But like, I hate that.
We grew up. I mean, 8 Mile. Everybody knew every, you know what I mean, verse. Everybody knew every part of the movie. You connected the whole album to the movie. So I think you know what I mean, like y'all generation, you know, you appreciate it, but a lot of people in y'all generation, they like, nah, that's some thick ass white boy or some
people
shit.
don't understand the 50 and M movement too. Like when 50 and M was together, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. So probably that's probably like my
I like 50 Cent swag. I'm gonna tell you that. Like growing up, I liked his music. You know what I mean? He had his own lane, in my opinion.
See, Eminem best lyricist alive. I swear.
For sure.
Eminem can't nobody rap like Eminem.
I agree with that. It just seemed like at the end of the day, I don't know why, but it seemed like now I love 50. I love his mindset. I love his creativity down to the shows. Yeah, he don't care. No filter. No filter. But definitely he is one of the dopest just people and artists. I think he's just overall a dope ass artist to be able to have. Let me ask you this. Describe your sound to us. If you could describe your sound to us, describe that sound.
I don't know. Now my sound's so different. So it's like I can make turn drills like type music where I'm like rapping. Or I can make some lyrical music where I'm like rapping almost on some J. Cole, Kendrick type. Or I can make music where I'm singing for the ladies. Like I can make.
You sing too?
Yeah, I've been making versatile type music. Like I've been making melodic music.
Okay. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope, man. I didn't know that you sang too. So, what would you, if you could compare yourself to any artist, and I know it's tough to even compare, who would you say you're most like? I know it's tough because you do have a unique sound. I listened to quite a few of your songs.
I don't know. I feel like the base of my sound is definitely like a Carolina sound. So I feel like I couldn't just base it off
Off of Carolina?
Like I'd base it off the Carolina sound almost like.
Yeah.
But I don't know how versatile I've gotten though, like over these past couple of years. Like I've really been just working on my sound. Like that's all I've been doing is just working on my sound, perfecting my craft. So like now I feel like I'm way more versatile. So I don't feel like I could put myself, like categorize myself as.
Yeah.
sounding like another artist right now.
So what made me ask that is a few weeks ago we had Mary Mack on the podcast, and Mary Mack was mentioning that one of the things that she feel like a lot of artists struggle with is creating their own sound.
Yeah.
Like a lot of too many artists sound alike, rap alike, have, you know what I mean, going for that same tempo, things of that nature. Which brings us to a question from the comments. Jameson says, what is your favorite song that you have made so far?
I don't know. It'd be different. Like I make a song. I don't know. I feel like every song that I make got to be better than my last song.
Mm-hmm.
So like it would be an unreleased song.
Okay.
Like I just be every song I make, I'd be done said it's my new favorite song. But I do got one song though. It's called "Love Me." Like that junk about to come out. I really don't know when I'm gonna drop it because I'm trying to put something together for it.
Yeah.
But it's a Whitney Houston sample.
Oh man.
Man, that junk crazy. Like the somebody I want to dance with somebody.
Oh
I
man.
got that junk sample as the hook. That junk's crazy.
That sounds like it's gonna be hard, man. It really is. I ain't gonna hold you. So Aaron said it's a two-edged sword. Either sound like everybody else or be so different that people aren't receptive to it. Do you even care?
Nah, cause I feel like everybody got an audience.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you see now, you don't even really need nothing crazy to blow up, and they got an audience. Like
Yeah.
People that really listen is gonna listen either way.
For sure. So you have the music aspect of it, but then you have the visuals that nowadays play a huge part.
For sure.
How do you feel about visuals, and to what extent are you using the visuals to really promote who you are as an individual?
I got concepts for visuals, but I feel like the visuals that I got right now are just basic. You run a gun videos, just pick up the camera and shoot them. Like that's just it right now.
Yeah.
Until I get to the scale that I can actually put the cinematic type visuals that I want.
Yeah.
Cause I said, I want my songs to tell a story, and if I can put it into a video, that's gonna give the picture that I want to paint anyways.
Right.
So
I got you. So do you do your own like videos as far as shooting your own videos and stuff too?
Nah, I did. I be editing my own videos.
Okay.
Like,
so you'll get somebody else to shoot them.
Yeah, I have my homeboy something shoot the video for me.
Yeah.
Like, I got a homeboy that be doing camera work and then gallery shot.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have him pick up the camera, shoot it. Or I have one of my other homeboys just pick the camera up, record me, and then I'll take the footage, put it together.
What platforms are you utilizing to be able to record? I know that you mentioned that you use your own, you mix your own music and stuff like that.
I be recording on FL Studios.
Okay.
Yeah.
You gotta be pretty nice to be on FL now.
Yeah, I don't know. Everybody be saying FL complicated, but I be finding every other recording
the software.
Yeah, software. Yeah. I be finding every other one complicated. Like,
I'm a Personas fan. I love Personas.
Personas?
Yeah, I love Personas. I always thought Fruity Loops is definitely too complicated for me. It's just so many different compartments.
I want to learn how to make beats.
Yeah.
That's why I be on there too. Like, I be on there playing around like I'm going to learn how to make a beat, but I don't never make no beat.
So how do you obtain your beats?
YouTube right now.
Yeah.
Or I'll lock in with a producer and they'll send me beats.
Okay.
But a lot of the times I'll just be scrolling through YouTube, finding beats.
Got you. Like, are these like free beats basically that you can use? How does that work in terms of posting your music? Because I see that you have your music on different platforms.
Yeah.
Like Apple Music, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So how does that work in terms of releasing music? Like, are you having to hit up these producers to purchase the beat?
Yeah, you got to hit up the producers to purchase the beat, or it's one of them things where, like, they really don't even be tripping unless the song blow up. Like, that's another thing. Like, you either hit the people up to buy the beat, or unless the song blow up, you make a little deal with them, like, okay, this is what I done made off of it, I'll cut you off some.
How really important is paperwork in the business that you do?
Very important. Very important. You been assigned something and you don't even know what you signing. Like you gotta know.
Got you. So how do you handle it? Like a label come to you, they say, "Hey, we interested in you." They lay a contract in front of you. Is this something that is pretty much going to be discussed between you and your aunt as her being your manager, or do you have other third parties, unaffiliated, that come in and
Yeah,
handle that stuff?
lawyers, all that gonna come into play, but
Yeah,
for sure.
okay. Now, do you see yourself actually being involved with knowing for yourself your contracts, or are you relying upon?
Nah, I want to know.
Yeah,
I want to know.
So how do you prepare yourself for that day to understand the jargon? It's a lot of legal jargon in those, contracts, a lot of things that words we don't see on an everyday basis. Like, how do you prepare yourself for those type of situations?
I don't know. I really don't feel like you can be too prepared. So,
like, do you study like maybe other contracts or study contracts just in general? Do you try to learn that jargon so that?
Nah, I probably should though.
Yeah,
I probably should, but but I be hearing how other labels be doing people, and these artists be getting done bad by that. Yeah, I'm not going like that.
I think it's very important to do. You know what I mean? Study contracts. You know what I mean? Study contracts, research contracts. You never know what type of stuff is out there that's available. You know what I mean? To be able to do. There's a website, I forget what it's called, where you can actually go on there to make contracts. So I'm sure if you can make them on there, you can, start to familiarize yourself with some of these legal jargons and things of that nature. So you don't have to worry about, getting swifted. Because sometimes, you come through on something and they like, look, we got 500,000 for you. We just need to know in 24 hours.
Yeah.
And now you looking at this stuff and you're like, damn, man, I ain't got time to search all these words. So you see how, people be getting got easily in this industry because sometimes it's just like, damn, half a million
24 hours for $500,000 is crazy.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's just like with that type of money, you know what I mean? What you doing in that type of situation, you know what I mean? You got to make a decision.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So 24 hours, I feel like, shoot, granted these days, that's probably a world of time. That's probably a lot of time.
Yeah,
that's probably more than most, you know what I mean? Some people probably like, hey, we only got like 2 hours, you know what I mean? Like, we need a decision now. But things come from different paths, you know what I mean? When you're in the music industry. Let me ask you this. If you could, go to any country outside of the country to perform and, gain an audience, what country would you have in mind?
Probably the UK.
UK?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. You think they show the love there?
Yeah, hell yeah.
I think it's probably most like us. You know what I mean? Like the UK is most like us when it comes down to like the love for music. I mean, music is everywhere, don't get me wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's going to be the beat of the drum. That's how we all move. It's through music, sound, that vibration. So that's a good one. That's very interesting. Have you been out of the country?
Nah.
No?
Nah,
Okay.
I ain't even got no passport.
Oh, man, you got to get a passport. You said you're 21 now?
Yeah, I got to go get a passport.
Hey, we'll go together. I ain't got one. I'm just talking shit. I said it like I had one. And shit, but nah, I definitely got to get one too. Let me ask you this, man. When it comes down to your favorite artist, I know you said 50 Cent would be one of them. Do you think that with your style that you guys could make a song together and collaborate?
I don't know. I feel like we could, but I don't feel like it's gonna be nothing that this generation want to hear. But I feel like we can make a song for sure, but it ain't gonna be nothing.
I don't know, man. It's crazy because like Star's been having the same theme music for their shows, all their shows. For like what, the past 10 years now?
Facts though.
And I don't get tired of it every week. But
you ain't going to add that on your Apple Music though.
Hey man, I listen, if I find the whole song, man, listen, I can't even tell you that I wouldn't, man. This is a big rich town. I'm telling you, man, that thing is a vibe for some reason. I don't know.
Riding around bumping the theme song.
For sure. Sure, man. Now, I know that I had mentioned this earlier, but plugging yourself in, man, like where can the people find you on these platforms?
You can find me on Apple Music, Spotify, everywhere, SoundCloud, anywhere, any platform, any streaming platform.
Just Lul Buddha. Spell it out for us.
LulBuddha. And then you can find me on all social medias, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everything. LulBuddha 4.
Okay. You got any merch?
Nah, I ain't got no merch out.
Bro, you know that's the number one
gotta
thing
get
that
some
go
merch.
along with that social media. You gotta get the
some
t-shirts, all that stuff. You know what I mean? After we wrap things up, I'll plug you in with some places, you know what I mean? You can get some work done for the low.
Bet.
You know what I mean? Get yourself out there because that merchandise is where it's at.
Yeah,
You
for
definitely
sure.
gonna want to plug in there. Hey, listen, man, I definitely know that you're gonna have a successful career. I'm glad. I feel honored. Is this your first sit down like interview, or have you done other interviews?
No, I done
before?
did a couple. This like within my first 5 though.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
still, I feel honored, you know what I mean,
Yeah,
to be
for
able to
sure.
sit down with you, man, and be able to ask these questions because at the end of the day, this platform is growing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Vice versa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This a hard platform, especially for the city, you know what I'm saying? So
For sure.
I appreciate you having me.
Nah, listen, man, I definitely want to get you back in here, you know what I mean? Because
sure.
I want to do like a year anniversary or something like where Lul Buddha is. So
Yeah.
don't blow up. You know what I mean? Be out there with the baby and everything. And then I be like in the crowd like, hey, Lul Buddha, you remember me? You know what I mean? Because I'm a fat motherfucker. You're going to be able to see me. So, you know what I mean? Don't be trying to hide from me.
I ain't even going to do you like that.
Man,
That's my word. I'm going to pull back up
I'll
on
be
you.
like, hey, bro, you know what I mean? I actually come out with the camera now. So, you know what I mean?
Man, if that happened, pull the receipts out,
Listen,
man.
I'm
Expose me on
pulling it out.
Instagram. Send
You
it to
gonna be
Shade
like,
Room.
They got a nigga outside that is actually showing everybody in the audience this interview. Like, yeah, we was like that. I don't say, bro, that was my nephew. He didn't forgot about me. You know what I mean? But I'm lying and everything. But nah, man, seriously, I feel honored to be able to sit down with you,
For
get to
sure.
know you, bro.
I
Get to know
appreciate it,
about your
bro.
music. I've been vibing to your music over the past few weeks, man, just trying to
Sure.
get in the, you know what I mean, mindset. We had to reschedule last week.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because that damn flu season or whatever it was try to come through when the damn
Try to take you
temperature
out.
change. You know what I mean?
Even
When they do that, it's over, man. Make sure you go and check my man out, Lul Buddha. He's on all platforms, as he mentioned, YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, IG. You got a TikTok?
yeah, I got
Shit,
TikTok too. It's the
TikTok.
same thing. LulBuddha 4. Everything the same. The
Twitter.
Same username.
MySpace, Minecraft, all that. Y'all go and check them out, man. Lul Buddha, man. I appreciate you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Who You Tellin' Podcast Live, man. Y'all take it easy and be blessed, man. Already.